just coming in that the Supreme Court is all set to hear the application filed by the State Bank of India seeking extension till June 30th to disclose details of each electoral bond in cash by political parties before the scheme was scrapped last month. Now, the troubles for the SBI expected to rise as the Communist Party of India has also filed a contempt petition against the bank in the Supreme Court for willful disobedience of the apex court in the electoral bond case. Now, the Supreme Court is all set to hear the application filed by the State Bank of India seeking extension till June 30th to disclose details of each electoral bond encashed by political parties before the scheme was scrapped last month. So, of course, trouble mounting for the SBI. And on the other hand, CPI has also filed a contempt plea in Supreme Court against SBI for not disclosing donor details. We are trying to connect to our colleague to get you the latest updates on that. Now, the Supreme Court is all set to hear the application filed by the State Bank of India to seek extension till June 30th. A Supreme Court bench headed by the CJID Y. Chandrachud will assemble at 10:30 a.m. to hear the two petitions. My colleague Piyush is joining us to give us more details on this. Piyush, a very good morning to you. Now, of course, we know that Supreme Court is all set to hear the application filed by State Bank of India seeking extension. And on the other hand, CPIM has also filed contempt plea in Supreme Court against SBI for not disclosing donor details. Piyush.
So, yes, good morning. Yes, good morning, Jenny, and good morning to all our viewers who are viewing us at the moment. And you rightly mentioned that today is a significant day because the Supreme Court of India would be hearing on the application which was submitted by the State Bank of India, which, mind you, is perhaps the largest public bank in India, of mentioning that it would not be able to mention the donors who had contributed for the party through electoral bond. And they had sought time till June, that is the end of elections. So yes, today is going to be a significant day when Supreme Court is going to be hearing the application that will this extension that has been requested by the State Bank of India be given to them or not. It is also very significant because the CPIM has filed a contempt plea against State Bank of India for defying the orders of Supreme Court, which had mentioned very categorically that all the donors who had contributed money through electoral bond, their name should be given to the Supreme Court. It was, however, important that State Bank of India, citing complications as far as giving the list of donors, had sought time and had sought extension till June. So yes, today is going to be a significant day because today, based on Supreme Court order, the further course of action by State Bank of India as far as giving a list of donors through electoral bond would be given. Back to the studio.
Right, Piyush, is the timing of SBI's application slightly deliberate and they want to reveal the details only after Lok Sabha elections?
So it is still not very clear that why exactly the State Bank of India had asked for such an extension. And is it really significant? Is it really relevant for us to relate this with the Lok Sabha elections or not? But yes, the State Bank of India had sought an extension. They were asked to submit the detail on March 6th. However, a day prior to it, they had mentioned very categorically that the list cannot be provided. They had sought time till June. And based on this, today an application is going to be heard by the Supreme Court. This is also now going to become very significant because the opposition parties have really criticized the move. And this can be based on the fact that the CPIM has also filed a contempt plea against the largest public sector bank in the country. Back to the studio.